Welcome the newest joiners. Thanks for being here to class. We're going over our agenda. For those that know, we're available in between classes, as we just described. First, we're going to address a question from our one of our members, and that would be Jeanette Allen. And she's talking about maps, how to download, how to use travel maps, apps on your phone, Google Maps or Apple Maps. It's a great subject for summer. Next, we're going to talk about our scam alert. I'm going to show you some examples of getting a random text that says, are you late for lunch? Or what are you doing Thursday? Or it's been a long time, from a phone number you don't know. Show what you look like. We'll talk about why you get them and what to do. We have a class project every year. We are building a website in Google Sites. It's tips for a successful retirement. The point of this project is you can build a website now all by yourself easily for free. In that website, you can call it summer graduation, nephew, wedding, memorial, reunion, place pictures and videos in there, share that with people without running into the issue of having your email say file is too big to send. You can't send a group of pictures or emails to a group or a friend or a person. We'll go down to your smartphone maintenance tips. Now, this is probably the most important in class. We'll show you how to, give our 3 commandments of iPhone or cell phone maintenance. It's a mini computer, so there are updates. We'll talk about deleting unused apps, how to update your device accordingly, and how to keep it clean. And that means internally and externally. There's a battery in there. So just like your car under the hood, you want to make sure it doesn't get too dirty in there, so the battery has room to breathe and move, and the screen and the surrounding part of the screen can ventilate the phone as it's designed to do. Video apps for smartphone. People are traveling. Should you use FaceTime or Google Meet or Zoom? Or lately, my most common favorite is WhatsApp. So that means if somebody has an Android phone or somebody has an iPhone, collectively, you can then communicate together. You just can't be Apple to Apple or Android to Android. If you're using public Wi-Fi, and you're running around, you're at a hotel, airport, somebody's home, how do you use it safely? What's it good for? You know, there's free music apps out there where you're sitting at the beach. Spotify, Pandora, Apple Music, YouTube Music, and they're free. You get some commercials, but we got commercials when we turn the dial in the car on the FM radio. I have some techie summer beach gear to show you. Just something kitschy stuff. This one is fun. We'll talk about, again, we got keeping your tech clean, some telemedicine, and of course, we will have our tech questions and tech Jeopardy. Who uses Google Maps? Who uses Apple Maps? Apple is one that Apple, comes with iPhones. There's one called Apple Maps. So let's talk about these for a moment. And let me show you something. Let me share my screen. So, who remembers going to the gas station and getting a free map? Who goes back when you would get free maps? Who remembers AAA would give you the triptych, which was like a little folder with this thing on the end, and then you would turn it over, and each page you could follow and see where the rest areas were, and they were highlighted, and there were these travel guides. You could even get the AAA travel guide that would be for your region, Southern California, southwest corner by Ventura, and they would have just the hotels and the guides in there. Well, that has all moved on to Google Maps being the prime mover. Now, the word download that Jeanette used, which is how do you download a map, that's changed. You don't necessarily download a static map. Oh, here's a tech term, static and dynamic. These are terms you didn't use when we had a typewriter. So static means something that doesn't change, and dynamic means something that changes. So when you type a Word document, that's dynamic. You have this document in front of you, you're typing a word, dear so-and-so and so-and-so. Static would mean a picture that you can just look at. So your phone app is dynamic. It works in real time. If you're familiar with Google Maps, you could be driving to Northern California, and before you even get to San Francisco, you'll see it's red and there's traffic. it can guide you along the way. It's tracking you. I mean, for those worried about security, there's no other way to say it. It's tracking you. It's like an old spy movie, where they put the bug underneath the car, with glue in The French Connection, and Gene Hackman's tracking. So it's tracking you, but it's a dynamic map that works in real time. And it works on the cellular connection you have on your phone, the one you pay for. So you can go here to there and make a phone call. So it's always live and active. If you were going to go to a place, let's say there's a village up in a mountain somewhere in Zurich, Switzerland, and there's no Wi-Fi, there's no cellular connection for your phone. At that point, you could download a picture of a map, save it in your photo gallery. You can go to look on your phone, find that, take a screenshot, you can download it, and then open it on your phone. So this is how you close background apps in your, this is not an Android, this is for an iPhone. Let's first open your phone, swipe up, sign in if you need to. Now you're looking at your first page of apps. Our next step is pretty simple. You're going to swipe up from the bottom slowly. Then you're going to see all the apps you've used in the past. Could have been today or it could have been days ago. Then you can swipe them up to close them completely. The reason you can keep many apps open at once is because it's convenient. You can switch between apps. If you want to do many, you can use 3 fingers. See that? You can do 3 at a time. Apple does not have a way to close all tabs. Android does, but Apple doesn't. So you can use 3 fingers to try to close all of them, or do 1 at a time. All right, did that make sense to everybody?
Yeah.
Now let's go to Android. Let's go to all my sisters and brother Android users. So let me go to my screen. There's I have on the bottom, you can't see it on here for some reason, but on the very bottom of my home screen, there are 3 items. One are 3 lines, then there's a circle, and then there's an arrow. If I click on the 3 lines, I'll be able to see my different apps.
We can see them.
Oh, you can see the 3 lines. Thank you. So once I did that, I can see the 3 that I have open. I actually have my Zoom app open. That's me here. Then I have the invitation to the Zoom meeting, which I got to in my email, but I don't need that one. And then this was the email from Crystal and Betty with the meeting. And now the only app I have open is my phone. You can see that. I'm going to close. We forgot to tell you. So we go till 2 a.m. with this class tonight. And being the newbie, you have to send pizza to everybody. You'll be getting on your phone. We're going to install the Domino's app, and nationwide, you're just going to have to order a lot of pizza for people. So welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah. So number 1, keep your battery charged. Charge your batteries, folks. Whatever it takes, charge your batteries. Most phones 3 years or newer work pretty well. There's no issue. If you're going to have a phone that you're doing a lot on, let's say you're going to, the summer house in Tahoe, and you're going to be videotaping all the grandkids running around, God willing, and you're going to be having that phone videoing, and you're going to be calling, and you're going to be doing this and that, it's going to use a lot of energy. And rightfully so. It's a machine. You should use that phone. You should use it up. It's not going to last. It's not like you can polish it and make it last 100 years. Use it while it's good. You can get a battery charger, a portable battery charger.
Yeah, I have a power bank.
A power bank is another word they use for it. Let's take a look at them. Does anybody have that throw in their bag that they keep charged?
Yeah.
Well, look at Linda's hand up immediately.
Well, when you're on vacation and that, and you don't have the electricity available, like in airports or whatever. Yeah.
And for example, that's so true. Or even Linda, there could be a power outage.
Yes.
In your area,
Right.
But your phone's still working because it's on a cell tower that's not, connected to your house, and the batteries run low. And let's go take a look at a couple of them, and they're pretty affordable. So let's go.
Yeah, I bought one pretty cheap, and it'll last 48 hours.
Yeah, you can get. I get mine. I got a small one, and it can charge my phone 5 times. I'm going to share my screen.
Mine only goes one time.
Yes, they are bigger ones. So here's one, Amazon. Let's take a look at this one.
How much should they cost?
So this one, just pulled this one out of the hat. This is 26,000 megahertz. Oh, this is a big one. It'll power your phone a lot. This one is $22. And of course, we can be stylish. They have different colors. I like the red because I wouldn't lose it.
Are the older ones kind of weak or not?
Yes, it's first of all, yes, like any of this technology, it gets better. As well, the older ones, like any batteries fade. It's not, it's not a fancy battery in there. So these are just would be a new fresh battery for summer. And for $22, you can use it on any device. It has the ports down here, the big one, the small one, as you can see, different ways to put your phone in there. I work on any phone. So you can just keep it plugged in your house. You don't have to turn this off. You can just leave it plugged into the wall somewhere in a corner. You don't have to worry about overcharging it. There's technology in there. It just shuts off from the wall. And then it's with you, or throw it in your bag, put it in your backpack. It's just a great emergency product. I even charged my laptop from it once. I got it like halfway full. It actually worked. So, Bevy, you have a question? You're
Yes.
muted.
Hello, everybody. So happy to be here. I have two questions. One about a portable battery charger that you just showed us. Are they interchangeable with Android and iPhones?
Yes, there's different ports. We all know the chargers struggle in life. The minute a new product got all those cables you invested in mean nothing anymore, right? So these have 3 or 4 jacks that fit all of them.
Okay. Perfect.
Pretty standard. You might want to look when you look at the product to match the one like you have, but they know their market pretty well.
Okay. And then the other question is, does turning your phone off, I've got 3 devices. I've got a tablet, a smartphone, and a laptop. And I close my laptop, but I don't always turn it off. I never turned my phone off up at night. I mean, I would charge it, but up until recently, someone said, "Oh, you should turn off your phone, your tablet, and your laptop every night to save the battery." Is that true, or is that kind of a myth, or what's the scoop?
I don't want to poo-poo the advice that you got. Bevy. I don't want somebody to knock on my door in an hour and say, Bevy, but I poo-poo it. Let's talk about this.
Okay.
So, well, your phone is your lifeline. It should be there for that 2 a.m. call. However, it is a good idea to restart your phone once a week. Turn it off and turn it on.
Okay.
That is the move. And the same thing with your computer at home or your iPad. When you turn, it's not, it's not like just leaving the house. When you turn off your computer, there's software in it. That's why it takes a few moments, shutting down, it's a window spinning. It's organizing things. I wish I had that built into my body, right? So you have your busy day on your computer, and when you shut it down, it's putting this where it should be. It's closing, the swipe up that we just did. It's closing things that were open on your computer that shouldn't be there. It's cleaning your computer up. The same thing when you turn it back on. It reorganizes that device, reconnects to your Wi-Fi, puts everything where it's supposed to be. Honestly, we probably make a percentage of money at the shop by giving the advice, just restart it.
Yeah.
I try to give that away for free, but when a big fish comes in, folks, I'm not retired yet. What can I say? But for real, that restart is like the ultimate, ultimate helper, because it's software built in there to help you to make your device better. So all devices, certainly as they get older, restart them once a week. But as far as my laptop, I mostly leave it sleep. I close the lid and let it go to sleep. As a desktop as well.
Yeah.
And the phone, I never shut off, except I do restart it once a week or so. And I keep it plugged in next to the bed at night, probably the most important part. All right, we're going to work onto some scam alert. All right, on the dark side of the internet are scams and seniors and scams. And do you know Sometimes you hear from seniors that when they're not working, they become more invisible in society. Well, not to scammers. You are their best friends. They think of you night and day. They are looking for somebody with some kind of social security, retirement, not to wipe you out of everything at once, but to take a little bit at a time, all the time. Get $6 on your bill somewhere. You are thought about all day long by those scammers. Now, they get to us in many different ways, and they're getting clever. Let's show you one of the latest ways, and you likely have experienced it. I received this text. Let's take a look at it. And it says, are you free to, just random, it's not connected. There's a number that says 414 on the top, 375-5473. It's not connected to anything in my contacts. I don't recall that number. And that's the text. Has anybody gotten a random text like this?
Yes.
Okay, so it's around there. I got another one. Look at this one.
I have.
They sort of know how to push my buttons. Let me show you. That was the text scam. I had another good one here. Ooh, I put it in this folder. Lacers Tech Class. Text scam 2. Here's the other one. Please pay back Anna. She was waiting for you to pay her today. That's like my worst fear, but I'm like one of those people that likes to pay as quick as I can. So that's a rough one. But the number is not connected. So we're going to try a little experiment here. I'm going to take that number. I'm going to just copy that. I'm going to escape here. And I'm going to stop my sharing. And I'm going to go over here. Let me go and share again. One moment. I'll get to your questions in one moment. I'm in Google. I'm just going to type in here, phone lookup. Don't do this. There's no need to do this. It's not really going to work. Or I'll go here. Most of these things charge, and I'm going to type in the phone number. And see if that pulls anything up. No, nothing. Try it this way. There's a reason to take you through this as I try to search for this phone number online. So there's no exact there's no exact match. So what that means is this is a digital phone number. It's likely not attached to anyone whatsoever. And the reason they're sending that message, and it could be AI, it could be a bot, and for a Snickers bar, for an afternoon Snickers bar, who knows the reason? Somebody shout it out. Why would somebody waste their time and send you, Gladys, a text that said, why are you late for lunch, from some oddball thing? What would be the reason for that?
Trying to see if a real person is there.
To see if I'm, yes,
So close.
to see if I answer.
To see if it's a live number.
Not
Not even so much that it's Gladys or Miss Moore. To see if that's a live phone number. Yeah. So, and George said, welcome, George. And so the idea is once they know it's your phone number, that there's a live person there, then that's a usable asset. So let's say I'm on my computer and I open up a mail and it looks something scary like this, right? My hands are on the keyboard, my hands are on the mouse. I'm ready to do something because there's nothing I can really do. So let me try to do something. This is when you take your hands away from the computer. This is when you sit back in the chair, let your better angel guide you, look at things and say, that sort of looks kooky. That looks weird, and do nothing. That's the first thing when you get, by the way, this is one that's been going around. It's fake. This is a complete fake. It can show up anywhere. It wants us to call that phone number. Ooh, let's call that phone number now and see if we can get a live scammer. This one is older, so. And for all you people really paying attention, there's a little trick. Do you know if you dial *67 before you dial a phone number, the person on the receiving end won't see your name, even if they're in the contacts. So Elisa, if I call you and I'm in your, Elijah's in your contacts, but I do *67, it'll just say unknown number. Ooh, 666, that's not a good sign either. So I'm calling them. And let's see if I get anybody picks up. Ooh, could be a good one. Oh, they hung up. They sort of figured me out before I did it, but that was the goal. So that concept of the computer gives you information this way. It's downloading information. So when you get information on your computer, you're watching a video, anything you're doing, the tech term is you're downloading it. It's coming from somewhere else, downloading to you. When you write an email and when you interact, you're uploading information. So
Yeah, 10 more minutes.
you want to slow down with all your responses on the computer. 99% of what you're going to receive is useless. And Jeanette will get there in one moment. If you do receive an email and it looks that you can say, well, I do have a PayPal account or I do have a United Airlines account and I have lots of miles in there and I want to be careful. Don't click the link inside the email. I'm going to make t-shirts and give them away in class that say, don't click the link. So you receive an email and you click the link and you figure you're going to resolve that. If you got an envelope and it said pay your Kaiser bill and there was a return envelope in there, will you just stick a check and mail it these days? Of course not. You would try to find out if it was legitimate before you did that. You just wouldn't. The days of just sending the envelope and then the return envelope with the prepaid stamp are over. So that's the same concept that you're going to go here. You can get your bill from Blue Shield, Blue Cross, the classic scan per se, and then you can go to your scan website, scan.org, scan.net, whichever it is, sign in with Carmen Hawkins passcode 1234, and go directly to your information. Trivia. Oh, by the way, can we give Crystal, Betty, and the Lacers team a round of applause? The non-retired
Yay,
employees.
Crystal, yay.
Always,
Thank
Road towards
you, thank
retirement.
you.
always for lasers.
And can we give Miss Moore a hand of applause? She's our valedictorian for 2023. There will be another one for 2024 in our graduation class in December. Let me share our screen and let's go to some tech trivia. There was a time there were no tolls, that you never drove on a freeway in California and weren't allowed to go into the lane that had nothing in it, like that torture, right? You're stuck on it, and then the open lanes that you can't cross, or eventually you get a ticket somehow, finds its way to you. What year did California get toll roads? What year? There was a bill that passed and that I discovered. So it was, you go on your summer trips and you pack your campers and you do the California thing, and you go explore this glorious state. And it is a glorious state. What, Dennis got his hand, you're going to put, Dennis, I'll be right with you. You're going to put, and Dennis, you might be able to correct this one. I should have been careful before I, but I'll give you the answer I found anyway. In the chat, put the year, according to what the answer I found, that California got toll roads. And da 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 da. Bidding has ceased. Let's roll down before the controversy. According to this website, and Dennis, you can confirm, in 1987, Senate Bill 1413 passed, giving TCA the authority to construct the new roads, and the San Joaquin Hills Transportation Corridor oversaw the 73 toll road, which I guess was the first toll road. Does that ring a bell?
Down Orange County.
No, you know, you're stressing that with the phone and the text and the calls. This thing started that stress. It followed you around. There was a time you left your house, hung up the phone, and weren't on the phone till you got back. There was an end. Consumer pagers for consumers, not necessarily for organizations, ceased production. I was shocked at how long ago it was. No Googling. What year did the consumer pager cease production? Put your answers in the chat. Da 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 da. All right, answers recorded, and the answer is 2001. That's when Motorola, the largest producer of pagers, ceased production of pagers.